Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. We had a Friday fever effect across the markets and most of the markets were down anywhere from about 1% to 1.5%. But the US markets were actually down lower than what the US futures were suggesting on Friday. And the fiscal cliff issue is taking much longer to get resolved. However, there is a feeling in the market that over the next about 3 to 5 days time some solution would be found out, given the indications coming out from both the Democrats as well as Republicans. European markets were down about 0.25% to 0.5%, no major news or development there. And today when we look at the Asian markets, most of the markets are marginally up and the Japanese markets are shut for today. And in terms of development, the newly elected Prime Minister has said that if the Bank of Japan fails to meet its inflation target of 2%, then there could be a change in the law. And in terms of flows, friends, though the markets were down sharply, both the domestic institutions and the FIs were biased. The foreign institutional investors were biased to the tune of about 115 odd crore, and the domestic institutions, surprisingly after a long time, were net bias in the cash market to the tune of about 258 crore.
Good morning friends. Last Friday we opened a day on a marginally negative or almost to flat, and we have seen all through the day no selling pressure existing on every rise by the market participants. Friends, what interestingly we have seen that around 3 lakh shares were added in open interest with a significant decrease in the cost of carry. Earlier the premium was used to hover around 17 to 25 points, and we have seen that on last Friday it settled around 6 points, clearly indicating aggressive short positions is being accumulated on every rise by the market participants. On the option side, we have seen that 5,800 put option has seen some unwinding. Generally 1 crore share used to open in the particular strike, but it now stands around 88 lakh shares. But then too we think that 5,800 has the highest number of shares in open interest on the put side, so we might see a very good supports around those levels. And no doubt the overall bias for the market remains negative. We have seen that Nifty surpassed the volume weighted average price, but unable to sustain above those levels, so we might see a selling coming in from those levels. The 5930 remains a strong resistance on our side, but if we get any deeper on 5820, 5810 levels, then it's a very good levels to go long with a stop loss of 5800 on a closing basis. Friends, on a stock specific front, we might see a very good movement. We are recommending 2 call options. Sterlite Industries 120 call options. One can buy this with a stop loss of 1 rupees on a closing basis. Apart from that, even ONGC 260 call option is looking very good. One can accumulate ONGC call option from the expiry point of view.
Friends, on Friday, our markets were down about 1 to 1.25%, and we had seen cuts across the large caps and mid caps of anywhere from about 1 to 4%. The prominent losers were definitely JP Associates and IDFC on the large cap ones, and the whole host of mid cap stocks were down anywhere from 3 to 5%. But there's a feeling that our markets had overreacted, and since most of the other global markets, particularly US markets, were down much less than what people were expecting them to, definitely there is going to be some bit of a recovery in our markets, which is also suggested by the SGX Nifty, which is likely to start with a positive tick of about 30 to 35 points. Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. The government has finally approved the fund infusion to the tune of about 3,000 crore in SBI, which is positive for state banks, so one can go long there with a stop loss of 2287 and a target of about 2404 to about 2448. And there are reports that Lanco Infra, which is having a major debt on its book, is trying to sell off some of the assets, and the coal block which they have at Udupi in Karnataka is up for sale, and Adani Power and JSW Steel could be the contender. JSW Energy could be the contender for this asset, so one can go long on Lanco Infra with a stop loss of 12.25 and a target of about 12.9 to about 13.25. Some positive news for Cain India, as the Oil Ministry has approved the further exploration of the Rajasthan blocks, and as per the reports, this could actually raise the blocks output by as much as 70%. So one can go long on Cain India with a stop loss of 306 and a target of about 321 to about 328. the telecom tower company Viacom Network, which is a joint venture between SREI Group and Tata Teleservices, is looking at accessing the capital markets. So on the back of that, one can go long on SREI Infra with a stop loss of 46.5 and a target of about 49 to 50 rupees. Some positive news for GAIL India, as the company would import finally the natural gas in LNG form from the controversial Dabhol plant, which was inoperational for a long period of time. And on the back of that, one can go long on GAIL India with a stop loss of 343 and a target of about 361 to about 367. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a nice trading session, and to all of you, Merry Christmas. Have a great holidays with your family. See you tomorrow at the same time.